Hey, love. Welcome to No Matcha, No Mama, the podcast where we pour a little matcha and a whole lot of truth. Each week, I sit down with someone I admire, founders, healers, creatives, and friends, and we sip a matcha I've made just for them based on what they love. I like to do everything with intention, from the ingredients in your cup to the conversations that we have. And this show is more than just about talking. It's about exploring how we can truly thrive through all the mess and magic of being human. Here we start with matcha because how we start matters. Today, I have with me Alec Treffers. She's a health and fitness creator who's all about like balance, strength, and keeping it real, which I love. And after having 2 kids, she loves to talk about this postpartum glow up that she's been on, and she's lost 18 pounds in 4 months, right?
Yeah.
And so she wanted to feel strong, confident, and connected to herself again. And she's built a community of like amazing women around her who love her. And I just find you to be really inspiring. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. And thank you for the matcha.
Yeah. I made her a pumpkin spiced matcha latte, iced, because she only drinks iced.
I run warm.
Well, it feels nice in here because it's a little warm in here.
It is really good.
Well, I'm glad you like it. So matcha is one of my rituals in the morning. No matcha, no mama. And I wanted to know what's something that you do every day. Like, what's one of your rituals that you have to do?
I am aligned with that ritual highly. I think we shared this off camera, but coffee just doesn't do it for me. I am such a matcha girly, and I have been for a long time. Like before you could go to coffee shops regularly in Orange County, I would ask if they had matcha, and they'd kind of look at me like, huh? What is that? And I'm like, oh, come on. Now you like can go to any coffee shop and get one, so it's amazing. But for me, I mean, my biggest morning ritual, working out. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like brushing my teeth. If I don't do it in the morning, like something just feels icky. Like it just is off. I feel like I have to do it. And the physical output is obviously amazing. But now with 2 kids, I find that it's like the mental benefit of getting that morning workout. It just makes me a better, happier person and a better mom.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. On the days that I work out, it's so much, like I feel so much better and more with it than on the days that I don't. So
yeah,
I hear you.
And I feel like it's cliche. Like I feel like a lot of people say that, but like if you do it, you get it. If you don't, like you'll never know unless you do it.
Yeah.
It's totally truly game changing.
I agree.
I don't know how people wait to work out till like the afternoon or night because I just feel like I don't think I could get through the rest of my day to the most productivity like level if I didn't work out in the morning.
I also find that I lose motivation throughout the day. Yeah. Like I don't want to do a workout at 2 p.m. No, well, that sounds awful. It also breaks up your day in a weird way.
Yeah, and emails come in, excuses come in. Yeah. You know, kids' schedules come in. I mean, I like doing it before my kids are awake. I'm grateful I have a very supportive husband that I can do that. But like I love waking up at like 5:30, kind of like slowly getting into like, because I don't get to the gym till about 6 and it's close to my house. So like I do put the red light on for a second. I just kind of like walk through my day in my head as I'm sitting in front of the red light. Like I love waking up before the rest of my house is up. I feel like it is just so much better for my cortisol levels and like my anxiety if I can do that. If I woke up when everybody else in my house woke up, I feel like I would just be a cluster.
That's how I feel a lot of the mornings because I don't work out until Justin like comes back basically. So like we kind of like swap. We have a nanny come in the morning, but like I kind of also need to help them make breakfast and whatever. So I usually go later, which is totally fine because I can, but like I'm up in a flurry usually.
I know. And you're like waking up and you're like, okay, there's 2 humans we got to take care of now.
Yeah. So how long have you been using the red light for?
I feel like on and off. I got really into it when I breastfed both the kids and I would pump. So I've been on like a morning routine of working out early for years. And so as soon as we got like a good schedule with both the kids, like from a breastfeeding perspective, like I got back into the gym at 6 a.m., but I would pump before I would leave. Yeah. And that's when I feel like I found like my love for sitting in front of the red light.
When you were pumping.
Yeah, you're just sitting there pumping. And I don't know, I'm like.
You have nothing else to do.
And also like, it's probably a problem because I can't just sit and chill, but I feel like I have to maximize like everything I do to like being just productive or like getting the most out of it. So I'm like, I can kill 2 birds with one stone. I can literally pump and sit here and do like red light for my face. So I got like really into it then. And now I just feel like I love waking up and like having the red light be the first thing my eyes see.
That's something that I want to get this Black Friday sale is a red light.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah. I just have like the small like little panel one. I mean, it'd be awesome to have like the full body one. But
yeah. I want to get a bigger one. We'll see what happens.
Do it.
So I want to talk about how you got to where you are a little bit. So yeah, how did you get to where you are? What was the journey like? And what are some of the reasons you like quit your job? Did anything from your like D1 athlete days impact your habits now? And just kind of share a little bit of backstory.
Yeah. So I've always grown up playing sports. So when I say that like waking up and working out, it just feels like a natural as much as brushing my teeth routine for me. It's because I've grown up just always being in sports and being an athlete. And so for me, like that translates now just even into my mid 30s and finding ways to like work out and move my body. It's just a priority. But volleyball was my sport. I played volleyball at Arizona State. But my freshman year, I blew my knee out. So it was probably one of the most like transformative like experiences in my life. I was 19 at the time. I was young going into college. And I was again at Arizona State, and I'm from Orange County. So all my family's like back home in Orange County. I'm out there, just had blown my knee out. Like, and when I say blow my knee out, everything, MCL, PCL, meniscus, ACL, like all of it. And it was a very humbling recovery. And it was something that I did alone without family. And on top of that, like my friends at the time, my closest friends were the ones on the volleyball team. I'm just sitting on the sidelines watching it all happen, like them continue to excel and them play. And I'm just like supporting on the sidelines. But I mean, mentally, it really took a toll on me. So I feel like through all of my like physical therapy, I ended up feeling the need to, like when I look back and reflect on it now, feeling the need to just like control my life in an element because I felt like I lost control of a big portion of my life, that being volleyball. So I ended up getting like a very unhealthy relationship with food because I felt the need to control something else in my life and be perfect in something else since I could not perfect my sport anymore. So I became very orthorexic. I felt the need to control everything that I put into my body. And it's funny, we live in a world now where I feel like a lot of orthorexic behaviors are a little bit more natural. Everyone's obsessed with, are there seed oils in my food? Like, so some of the behavior is actually a little bit more natural now, but I feel like I was like way ahead of that in the beginning. But it wasn't healthy, like the way that I thought. I feel like it consumed my thoughts. And fast forward to Instagram becoming a platform where you could share photos. At the time, it was just photos, no stories, no reels. I was like, I wonder if I could help heal myself if I posted photos every day of food that I'm eating, because it would get me out of this place where I'm literally eating like half a balance bar before going to work out for like 2 hours. And I'm actually making foods because I really did love cooking, but I was kind of inhibiting myself from being that person who loved cooking because I was just becoming so obsessed with everything that went in my mouth, in my body. And honestly, Instagram was something that helped me heal from that.
That's like great.
Food behavior, because I just started posting all my food and I like found a new love for cooking again.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then I think you had a job at Taco Bell.
I did.
Right?
Yes.
And what made you quit that job and start? I mean, because then you started sharing even more and turned it into like a full-fledged business. So what motivated that?
Well, I got fired.
Oh, you got fired. You didn't quit.
It was during COVID.
Right, you did get fired.
Yes.
I'm sorry for mixing that up.
Oh, no. That's the part that's funny. I feel like I would have loved to have quit. I don't think I had the balls to do it. I feel like it was a safe spot. I mean, I was getting paid well. I guess I'll take a step back too, because it sounds very counterintuitive, like someone that's in the health and wellness space
to work
on social media, to be working at Taco Bell. But my background is in PR. I got my master's in PR as well. And I was brought on to Taco Bell to really help elevate like the better for you messaging. I mean, all the ad dollars that Taco Bell go towards promoting the more unhealthy shit. But there is, or was at least at the time, a team that was very dedicated to helping build up better for you options on the menu. I was part of a team that helped bring together a certified vegan and vegetarian menu. We removed artificial flavors and colors from the menu. So being on the PR side of it, I got to connect with media and bloggers and stuff like that to really just help elevate that message. But again, the money is where all the commercials are. And so, most people didn't really know what we were doing unless you're reading articles online. But Anyways, well, COVID rolled around, and at the time I had already like lost passion for the job because I had just noticed the brand's priorities were not aligned with my own priorities. That like half the marketing team lost their job in COVID because nobody's going into an office anymore, and the office was massive. They needed to cut back on things. So I was part of that. Yeah, I was part of that team that was let go. But honestly, I think it's one of those things that was the biggest blessing for me because I had really loathed my job for a good couple months. And then COVID hit, and I was excited because I didn't have to go into the office to go to the job. I could just do it from home. And then when we got this like company-wide announcement that like half the team was losing their job, I was like, I'm totally losing my job. I know I am. And then when it happened, I was like, I don't know if I hate it. I don't know if I like this. And at the time I was like kind of making some money on Instagram working with brands. But I was like, I got a good severance package from Taco Bell. They took care of me. And so I gave myself like 6 months to be like, let's see if I can make this like a full-fledged job. And I did well enough that I was like, let's turn it into a year. And I was like, okay. And if we can match my salary by the end of the year to what I was doing at Taco Bell, then like, I'm not going back to a corporate job. And I didn't.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was like a big relief.
Yeah. And well, it's just that I love my job now. I love waking up. Like I put more hours into my job now than I ever did working a 9 to 5.
Because you
and
like
that's the irony because everyone thinks, from a perspective, like on looking at social media, that it's fun and you get invited to events and you get to like post cool things. I spend more time working on that, probably because it's my own business too. I mean, I think any entrepreneur puts more effort into their own business than they would being an employee for somebody else. But yeah, my hours are nuts. Like when the kids go to sleep, my husband falls asleep on the couch next to me. I'm literally editing my content and it's like 9:30 at night.
Yeah, it's not as glamorous as people would think.
No.
So yeah, you talked about your healthy relationship with food. How did that, after you started to heal yourself, because obviously, can you just talk a little bit more about like your healing journey with food and not just about what Instagram did, but like how did you heal from that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that again, when I got caught up in just what I'm labeling as just very orthorexic behavior, like this idea of needing to be perfect with food, it was also like just chasing this goal of being skinny. And it's so against everything that I believed and loved anyways in being athletic and being strong. And so I feel like I had two very like strong juxtapositions, like in what my body and brain wanted to be, because I loved working out. I loved being strong, but I wasn't fueling my body. And when I finally like relearned my love for cooking and food and stuff, I was really starting to see how like actually fueling my body and adding more proteins to my food. And this is just the beginning. Like now where I'm at now, I'm so much more tuned into like protein and like macros, which we can get into.
We're gonna
but
get into that.
In the beginning, like even just realizing like, wow, I'm so much more satiated from like eating a meal versus a bar. Or like at the time that like I had very orthorexic behavior. It was like when Special K red berries were around.
Oh my goodness.
And I would literally make a bowl of that and like expect it like to keep me full until like 1 or 2 p.m. And I'd be like dragging. And I'm like looking back, I'm like, well, no shit. Like, I mean, you're literally eating like 200 calories and most of it is like refined carbohydrates.
Not even good for you,
I was starting to just really learn that if I was eating things like chicken and salmon and adding veggies and fiber and some healthy fats to place, I was like, I just feel better. I'm happier. I feel better. I have more energy. So it actually inspired me to end up wanting to go and become a certified nutritionist. So I got my nutritionist like degree online from the IIN.
Yeah.
So that was just another level of just being so interested. I've always loved learning and education. So that was something where I was like, I want to learn more and do more with this too.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I had an eating disorder too when I was younger. I think that like so many girls get caught up in like needing to be skinny without learning like proper nutrition and like working out and like what it means to like live this healthy lifestyle. Like we weren't taught that when we were younger, and it's such a shame. And so I hope that like this next generation can be a little bit more,
well, I think
aware.
they can when they have moms like you and I. I mean, I don't blame my mom at all, but my mom was literally like doing South Beach diet. She was doing Atkins, all the things. So it's when you watch that behavior, you can't help but want to emulate that, or you don't know any different. I mean, everything that I feel like she was eating to like lose weight and be skinny was like in a box or a can or a bar.
My mom was like scraping off like flour from chicken, like no joke. Like you put a little like flour on chicken and like kind of like pan fry it. She was doing that. So like, it's so messed up.
I know. Something my mom used to do too. Like looking back on it now, I'm like, that's so not like normal behavior. Like she loved El Taco, but like she would go and get like the tacos, but like take them out of the tortillas and put them on like some shredded cabbage, but like still have her Diet Coke with it. I'm like, I don't know if that's great, but I'd be like, oh, cool. Like I got to do that.
Yeah. Well, because we want to be like our mom.
Yeah. And you don't know any different unless you start, learning at a young age.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So I want to talk about your postpartum glow up. What was the moment that you decided that you wanted more for yourself? And can you talk about all the things that you did to make this like the best and like hottest version of yourself?
I feel like after so I have a daughter, Cooper, she is 3.5, and my son, Bodhi, is a little older than a year and a half. Both their birthdays are in the spring. I feel like the second pregnancy was just harder to bounce back. And there was something about the second pregnancy too, that like, I just felt a need for bigger changes. Like even like, I think he was only a month or two old. I had been blonde for like 10 years. If you're watching this, I'm clearly very brunette. And this is my more natural hair color. I don't even think I told my husband. I had like a hair appointment and I walked in and my hairstylist and I are good friends. And I was like, we're going back brunette. And she's like, well, you think you're going back brunette. There's going to be like a little red in there for a while. Like it's a change. You're not just going.
You gotta go back slowly.
We're not going like it's not happening in one day, sis. And I was like, okay, but like I don't want to be blonde anymore. So I think, I don't know, maybe call it like a postpartum like life crisis type thing, but I wanted to see a change there. And then visually, I remember going to Cabo for my son's first birthday. Like we don't do like first birthday parties in our family. I feel like we
Cabo?
Well, yeah, it has been Cabo for both. I hope we can do it like for my brother and sister-in-law starting to try and have kids, and like I hope they want to do it too because I feel like it's a fun tradition. And throwing a first birthday party, like it's for the parents. Like,
I know. I have one coming up for my daughter, and I'm like, what am I even going to do?
The amount of money, and I'm sorry if this is you and you feel like I'm talking shit, but like the amount of money that people put into like first birthday parties when the kid is like preferring to nap or like not even be at the party always cracks me up. So Cabo was like the way we went. Would rather spend that money on a trip than like a party. But anyways, we're in Cabo. And my husband got this, like, I look super happy in the video. I mean, like, I was happy. I still think, like, I looked very strong. Like, you would look at the video and some people would be like, you looked great. I knew I could do better. I saw this video of me in Cabo, and I just remember seeing it after my husband took it. And he took it, again, thinking, like, you look so happy with our babies at the beach. And I saw it, and I was like, no way that's my best. No way that's my best. I feel like I can do so much better. So and this is coming from someone that I do eat healthy. I do already work out. So it's not like I'm starting from ground zero. I'm like, what small changes and tweaks can I make to do better? Because I know there's a better version of myself. I can look at myself and be a little bit more proud of like how I look. So yeah, I literally got back from that trip and I was like, I started working with a new trainer too. That helps. Obviously, like there is the financial piece of being able to work out with a trainer. I will always spend my money on wellness things for myself.
I get it.
I'm that girl. I would much rather spend my money on a facial and a trainer than a designer bag. But I was like, I'm going to spend the money on a personal trainer to focus like on like glutes specifically because I saw that video and was like, I want more of a butt. And then also I started counting macros and that was game changing for me. I'll preface too, I was a little scared going into it, coming from like an orthorexic background, but counting macros has been one of the healthiest things I've done for myself. I'm eating like more carbs in my adult life than I ever have because I feel like growing up, again, we talked about just like the environments we grew up in. I feel like carbs had such a stigma around them. And now I'm like learning that beyond just the protein you eat, like how much carbs you eat is like instrumental to like how much energy you can have in the gym and the way your muscles look so much better when you have more carbs in your diet.
Let's just talk about macros because you started talking about it. We'll just jump into that because I think that's probably one of the more interesting things I have planned for us because I feel like it's a big misconception and a lot of people, like I don't fully understand it either.
Yeah.
Like obviously watch some of your videos, but like I think it's a little bit foreign to a lot of women. So I know it inspired you to start, that moment that inspired you to start, but what For someone who's never tracked before, can you explain what counting macros actually means and why it can be such a game changer for understanding how to fuel your body?
Totally. So I think that, you bring up a very valid point. I think there's a real perception around it because I think it's associated with a certain group, like the gym rats, right? Where it's like, if you're not into like bodybuilding or like heavy strength training, like macros wouldn't be for you. But I also think that's because a lot of people don't put creativity into counting macros. So counting macros means you are tracking your food from all three main macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So each day, like I work with a coach who gives me my numbers. And then, so you have how many calories you're going to hit within that. And then per gram, how much protein, carbs, and fat you're getting. And then it's on you, unless you're paying extra to have someone literally create a meal plan for you, to figure out how you're going to hit those numbers. And honestly, most people do it in a very boring way. It's like ground beef with rice, some blueberries,
creativity.
No creativity. So I think that's where it gets a bad rap because the gym environment doesn't prioritize the creativity aspect of it. It is more just for function. And for me, I feel like I've created kind of like a niche in talking about it where it's a little more inspiring for people because they can see that doing it produces results. But I'm still eating super fun foods. Like for me, creating recipes will always be something that's like at the heart of like what I want to do on my platform and giving people, inspiration and motivation there. So now I'm just essentially tweaking it a little bit to like have that fit into my macros. And I feel like it's been so fun to create videos like what I eat in a day and stuff like that to show women that like you can follow a counting macro plan, lose weight, and like still eat super fun foods.
What are some of your favorite meals that you've created in counting macros?
I'm still eating a lot of the same foods I was before. It's just kind of like tweaking the recipes, which is then fun for me. Like I feel like being a recipe creator is like a little bit of science and math in that sense, where I've just taken old like recipes that I've created and just making them have a little more protein in it, a little less fat, a little bit more carbs than I was doing. Honestly, what I was doing prior to counting macros, I've always done a good job eating protein since I've started really my Instagram journey and posting recipes. Like I've always eaten meat. I've always eaten seafood, chicken, but I was definitely higher on the index of like healthy fats. And that's probably because trying to get pregnant, you learn as a woman that like healthy fats are great for your hormones and they should be about 20% of your diet. But like hell, they were way more than that for me. Like once I like was starting really figuring it out. I was adding avocado and olive oil and everything, salmon, peanut butter. I would go through like a jar of peanut butter. I love peanut butter. But like even swapping out the peanut butter for like a powdered peanut butter, like Lakanto has such a good one that has a little monk fruit in it. You just mix it with a little bit of water. I love it. It does it for me as like a good swap for me that has just way better macros on it. But it's just been adjusting my recipes for me and even just adjusting certain meals that aren't even recipes, but just like little concoctions. Like for a while there, I was eating 3 eggs every morning. Eggs are amazing. They have great choline in them for your brain. But like 3 eggs is a lot of fat. And like when you're counting macros where you're only allocated a certain amount of fat, I was slowly realizing like I can't start my day off with like that much fat because I'm going to run out by the end of the day and like literally not be able to put
fat in other things.
Yes, I'm not going to be able to cook with anything. So then swapping out just having 1 egg with 1 cup of egg whites, like making stuff like that. So I'm still eating high protein, but just like making like little simple swaps. So that was like a big one in the morning. Now I pretty much have 1 egg with a cup of egg whites every morning versus my 3 eggs.
Got it. What's another misconception aside from like the gym rat thing that people have about macros?
It isn't easy. I feel like people know and think that it is hard. It's definitely not for the week. You have to, I think to be successful at it, you have to pre-log most of your day. Otherwise, I think you will find yourself screwed and not hitting your numbers. So for me, I am committed to it. So when I was doing it right now, I'm a lot more loose because I'm in what you would call like a maintenance phase where I'm not trying to lose any weight. I'm kind of just trying to stay where I'm at. So all the habits that I've learned, I'm just trying to kind of carry them through more intuitively. But when you're starting to intentionally lose the weight and count the macros, I think it's so important to pre-log your day the day before. So it's What is my breakfast going to be? What's a non-negotiable I want in my day? And going back to like, it shouldn't feel like you're losing everything you love in your day, because if that's the case too, like this isn't going to be sustainable. Like for me, a matcha is always included in was always included in my macros, and it was with coconut milk that was a more full fat one because I wanted that. And it would be like a dessert thing that I like always, like if there's a sweet treat that I was looking forward to, like that would be pre-logged. And then I would work the rest of my day around that. But I think maybe the misconception answer to that within it is that you don't have to like lose everything you love in counting macros. Again, it doesn't have to be boring. I would plug in my non-negotiables for my day, and I would still really look forward to those things and then just work around those. So there was some compromise. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say you can eat whatever you want on macros. It's just more about a little compromise, but not full discipline. I feel like you don't have to be like, you know, like not enjoying anything about food, because again, that won't last. That won't be a sustainable thing.
Will stop.
The second you're done counting macros and the second you get to your goal weight and then you go off it, you're going to gain it back.
You're going to reverse, just like any diet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where I feel like also I think there's a lot of misconception about dieting in general, and there has been like this stigma around the word like diet. Like diet is like what we eat, and dieting became like a verb. Like I was talking to Justin about this the other day, and it's like, when did dieting become a verb?
And like a bad one.
Yeah, and there's so much like when someone says they're like dieting, there's like this immediate like negative connotation with it being like, oh, you're trying to lose weight type thing.
Which, why is that a bad thing either?
Right, but like I agree with you, but like there is this weird, don't you like agree? Like
the content, I am like, I cannot, I think like, I'm again, just throwing it out there. This is how I feel. I do not like the content that basically puts out there, like, just be okay with your body. Like all bodies, like, look like this. If like you have like, you know, if you're not happy with the way you look, like this is just your body, like be happy with it. Accept it. You can, what is wrong with striving to want to be better? I think there is nothing wrong with that. I feel like, I mean, that translates to all things in life. If you want to, you know, have a better job, if you want to grow in the corporate ladder, if you want to move on and do something bigger and better with your life, it's the same mindset. I feel like just because it like, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. We're in this weird stigma right now in culture, especially like women's health culture, where I feel like it's like very taboo to say that you want to lose weight and that like you're not just happy with like the way that you look and like you just haven't accepted that, especially postpartum. Yeah. I feel like everyone postpartum is like, you know, you had these babies, just love the way your body works. I do love that my body created 2 humans, but you know what else I love? That I can literally look leaner and better than I ever did. And like the fact that like I can like show my kids like
you can strive for
like
better.
This is what I look like with you in my belly, and this is what I look like now. Like I feel
isn't
like
that
badass?
Yeah.
Like I don't know why there's such a stigma around like not wanting to like look your best.
Well, there's also like a weird stigma around like the types of foods, because there used to be all of these like dieting courses that like aren't good for you. So like it's all kind of like meshed up together.
Yeah.
Into this weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I also, you know what, another thing too, and it's just a lack of education or like, again, like counting macros for me was game changing. And this is coming from someone who was eating really healthy and working out 5 days a week. Like when I had a body that I didn't love seeing in certain videos and photos, that body was still a body that was eating very healthy, was working out 5 times a week. And like, I just made smarter changes. Like, and so I feel like, I get it, how like it can be easy to get in the mindset maybe of being like, well, I'm just going to accept that this is my body because I'm already eating healthy and I'm eating a balanced diet in quotation marks. But like maybe that balanced diet actually isn't as balanced as you think. Like maybe your body could thrive off of something else and you just don't know because you haven't tried it. And like someone hasn't shown you the path on how to like get there.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we talk about like some hacks too?
Sure.
I feel like that would be good. I feel like people love like little like tidbits that like you can walk away with.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, because obviously, it comes down to like a mindset of wanting to change, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing. But I mean, once you like decide like, yes, like I'm in, like I want to change, like I want this to be something like sustainable and like I want this to be, something I can carry through for months and years as like a new version of how I approach my day. But like little things you can do throughout the day that I feel like I have changed that I feel like have been big for me. So every morning I used to just start drinking water with lemon. I mean, that's still a very healthy habit, but like now something that I do that I feel like has just been one of those smarter changes. I wake up and I drink a little bit of just plain water to start. Cause if I went into this concoction I'm about to explain, like first thing, I feel like it'd be a little aggressive. So I have like some plain, just like room temp water, like a couple sips. And then I start making my drink that I take to the gym with me, which I'm obsessed with. I end up drinking like half of it before I even get to the gym. So I do creatine, which I think every woman should be taking creatine. It will not make you bulky. It will literally help you perform in the gym better, and it'll help you build more lean mass muscle and help you burn more fat in doing so when you're gaining that lean mass. I had electrolytes. So I'll do like a flavored electrolyte, which is usually why I probably love the like drinking what I'm drinking like first thing in the morning. I add some colostrum. And then usually like lately I've been experimenting with like aminos. Have you ever done aminos?
Yeah.
So I love aminos. And then sometimes like I'll even add in like some like prebiotic, postbiotic, like powder into my drink. So it's like just like this healthy concoction that I do first thing in the morning. I think mostly like the two things, I would say if you're going to invest in two things within that, the creatine and then the electrolytes. Like I honestly could not, now that I do that, I could not start my day without electrolytes now.
I do it in every morning.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we're sleeping I'm hoping everyone's sleeping at least like 7 hours a night and you're not literally drinking anything. You're waking up dehydrated. Like you have to start your day with some electrolytes. I feel like everyone says water before coffee or food before coffee. I feel like electrolytes before matcha, electrolytes before coffee. I feel like it's been one of the biggest game changers for me as far as like a hack too. Because when you're hydrated too, you're less hungry. I feel like that's another thing. I think something I've learned in being way more adamant about my water intake and like adding more electrolytes in and actually being like liking and enjoying my water because the electrolytes in it, I'm so much more hydrated and my brain is essentially telling my body it's like you weren't hungry before, you were thirsty but you didn't know that you were hungry, you were like, and it was that you were thirsty. And
a lot of the hungry cues are actually thirst cues.
Yeah, your brain can confuse them. And I feel like when you're hydrated, you honestly don't have as many hunger like pangs that come through in the day.
Yeah, because you're not asking for water.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a great morning one for sure.
I love that one.
I feel like too, like I love eating out. I mean, I love cooking and I love eating out. Like food for me is such just like I'm one of those people that like I live to eat. I don't like, what's that phrase? I live to eat.
I don't eat to live.
I don't eat to live. Yeah. Like my husband, he eats to live. And I'm like, no, like food is like, it's like sex. It's like enjoyable. Like I love food. And
I agree with you there.
But like going out, like something that I feel like I set myself up for success is like I always kind of like pregame with protein. I feel like in college we pregamed with shots, right?
Now
but like,
you pregame with protein.
Now I pregame with like protein. And I mean, it's not actually usually even a protein powder. Like it's like something like I'll have like a yogurt cup or some cottage cheese, something that's like high protein and a little lower calorie, some like slices of organic turkey. And when I do that, I find that when I get to the restaurant, I'm not ravenous. I can actually focus on like the social conversations I want to have, right? And I feel like I don't end up overeating there either. So that's something that like I've been totally doing since counting macros too. Is like
that's a really good one.
Like protein pregame.
Yeah, a lot of the times I feel like when I go out to eat, I'm like really hungry.
Yeah. And then you go for the bread.
I can't eat bread, so that's never a thing for me. I'm gluten-free. But I'm still sitting there and sometimes I can't focus on having even a conversation because I'm like, can the food just come?
Protein pregame.
Yeah, I got to jump on the protein pregame.
I literally just came up with that. I feel like I need to like tagline that.
For sure.
I feel like those are two healthy ones. When you're eating out too, a lot of I feel like my tips come around eating out because I am a volume eater. Like I can eat. And so I feel like in counting macros, I like was starting to like relearn appropriate portion sizes too. That's the other thing. Like I was eating really healthy, but like the portion sizes I was eating. Yeah. I mean, and that probably comes from being pregnant back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're pregnant, you're literally just
when you're
like
postpartum and breastfeeding,
you're ravenous too. And so I feel like I had to retrain my brain on appropriate portion sizes. And I think counting macros was super helpful for that because I mean, more of an appropriate portion size for protein is like 4 to 5 ounces. I mean, I think I was doubling that. And I mean, now that I'm not breastfeeding kids or like have a kid in my belly, like I didn't need that much. And so anyways, I feel like going out to a restaurant now, I'm able to like just ballpark in my head now that I can look at a plate now and generally know like how much I should probably eat based off of like tracking and counting at home for so long.
You've already done it.
Yeah. So visually I can kind of see what it looks like, but I feel like something that helps me when I'm out that sends my body cues to be full faster too is eating something bitter before I like dive into my meal. So like if they have arugula, I love to have like some arugula with like some like squeezed lemon on there. Lemon is also bitter. So I mean, if you want to just suck on like a raw lemon, like that'd be great too. But I feel like some like a squeeze
your
of
appetite.
squeeze of some lemon on some arugula to start before your meal. I wouldn't even say it like curbs your appetite. It just helps your body like give a like cue of being satiated like faster. Yeah, at least that's what I
Do you know why it does that?
I mean, bitter foods tend to do that. There's like a science in it. Like when I was learning about all this, like, I mean, I went down a rabbit hole to try and give myself hacks to like be successful at doing this. I notice it really does help. I feel like when you have something bitter, I feel like I just get a cue faster in my brain. Also eating slower helps, but that I don't need to like continue to keep going.
No, I've tried to eat a lot slower and like chew my food more.
Which that's hard to do at home when you have a toddler. I mean, my son won't sit in a like
you're
high
in
chair
that
anymore.
phase.
Oh yeah, it's like up. I'm like,
And you're like,
you
no,
had 2
please
bites.
sit. I want to eat.
Yeah, no, he like has to sit on me and he's like bouncing the whole time that he's eating his food. I'm literally like trying to eat. And I'm like, okay, the one thing I like probably can't commit to is like eating slow. I feel like my cortisol levels when I eat at home are probably like up here because I'm literally just like moving around his head trying to like fit food into my mouth. But I can do the bitter food thing.
Is he the same way at restaurants? I'm sure he's really tough at restaurants too.
He's our like kamikaze wild child.
Yeah.
And I love it.
The boys are harder.
I hope it pays dividends. I hope he's like very athletic in sports because he does not sit still.
I'm sure he will be. You're very athletic.
Yeah. So we'll see. He's funny. Like my daughter will even look at him and just be like, God, what is Bodhi doing? Like, why doesn't he just sit still? Like, she's just angelic. She's just there, like, coloring at our restaurant.
Well, she's a girl.
Too.
It's the difference between, like, Roma will literally, like, she's 11 months and she's starting to get into things. Yeah. But, like, she'll just sit there and play with a toy.
It's so cute.
Dino, never did that.
They're again, I say kamikaze. Like, the amount of times I just look at him and I'm like, no, don't do it. Like, what is going on in your head? We had to go to the ER with him 2 times in 4 days. I literally Googled what happens when CPS comes to your house because that's the stage I'm at. It was like 1 gash between his nose. 4 days later, we're at the park and I'm literally helping Cooper on the monkey bars and all of a sudden he's just on my leg crying and he has like another gash on his eyebrow and then I just start crying. I was like, I can't go back to the same spot we just got stitches 4 days ago. I got to go somewhere new.
You're like, I don't want them to judge me.
So bad.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's really rough. Oh, mom life.
I know. It is the best, though.
Is there anything else that would be helpful for people with macros that you want to talk about?
With macros. I mean, I don't even mean this to be a self-plug, but like make it fun. Like food can still be so fun when you count macros. I think we go back to the first thing we talked about being the biggest ill perception about it is that it has to be boring. And like you see like people like meal prep Tupperware, like again, plastic Tupperwares too. Like my biggest irk of seeing people do it on Instagram. It's like plastic Tupperwares of like 3 meals, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're eating the same thing. It's like rice, ground beef, and like a side of blueberries. Like it does not have to be like that. I mean, yeah, it takes a little bit more work if you want to eat some like foods that are different every day. But I think it's why I've gotten so into like posting what I eat in a day reels because like the root of like what I love doing, sharing content is like motivating people and being like, you know, a source of like inspiration for people. And so I feel like my what I eat in a day is show people like look at the foods that you can eat in counting macros and even being in a deficit. Like when I say deficit, it's being lower calorie, lower on your macros when I was trying to lose a little bit more weight. Even when I was in a deficit, I was still having my matcha every day. I was still having a dessert every day. So I feel like, you know, whether it's me or anybody else you follow that like creates fun recipes, like still lean into those and enjoy those recipes and just find a way to include them into your day. And I feel like it'll make being able to do something like counting macros or even just living a healthy lifestyle feel more sustainable.
For sure. And then now that you've been through this, what's the most surprising change, whether it's your energy, confidence, or overall relationship with food?
That's a great question. I feel like one of the biggest like aha moments to me, we mentioned this, but I am mind blown like in a macro diet. And this is usually the case. I'm blanking on the exact percentage of like what my coach did in terms of like how much protein, carbs, and fat were allocated to a day for me. I know fat is around 20% for women to like keep healthy hormones, but the amount of carbs that were in my day versus what I was allowing myself to eat before, thinking that like too many carbs like was just not the best, diet for aesthetic purposes. I was so wrong. Like I eat so many carbs now and I'm leaner than I have been since college.
Wow.
So I think that's healing within itself, especially, being a woman and being a woman that like
having more freedom with carbs.
Yeah, I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s where it was like you're taught to basically demonize carbs.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably been one of the healthiest things, which is ironic because I literally went on a diet counting macros and I have a healthier relationship with food coming out of it.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that it can be possible for more people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most women probably have, if they're being honest with themselves, have a fear of a certain food group.
100%.
And it probably is carbs or even just
100%.
I mean, most women probably undereat so much. And I think that with counting macros, you'd realize like that there's so much more food you could allow yourself to eat and you'd be so much happier. Everyone's happier with a little more food in their
I
bellies.
agree with you.
Yeah.
For sure. Food makes us, especially if you like live for food.
Yes.
Like if it makes you happy, eat it.
Yes.
Eat it. Eat the nourishing food.
Yes.
And what does your current fitness routine look like and how has it evolved since becoming a mom?
Yeah. That's a good one because it's kind of recently changed. So I've always been into strength training. I played volleyball, at a collegiate level, D1 athlete. So, I mean, I've always lifted, but I think what I've learned now, I'm 35, what I've learned to pair with that, I think is super strong to just create like more of a body that's for longevity, because I feel like strength training, I mean, it's great, especially for, building muscle. But if you're only doing strength training, I feel like there's a lot of like imbalances in your body. And I feel like adding in like a day of Pilates has been amazing for me, like especially postpartum, like with that core work, it's been great. But the one that I feel like is a little bit of like a left fielder is I've been doing a whole day of just mobility work. This sounds like grandma like level stuff, and it kind of is. It's like, I mean, back to the basic like hip mobility stuff,
stretching,
shoulder. Yeah, but it's like it's hard. It's mentally exhausting too. I walk away from it after an hour just being like, wow, my brain worked really hard. The muscle-mind connection there is like hard. But I mean, you don't realize like how tight things are. Like my hips, oh my gosh, I feel I have new hips now. I've been doing this consistently with like in the gym where I do one dedicated day of mobility work for probably like 2 to 3 months now. I feel like my hips actually like work again. I was like, I didn't realize like how tight they were. And I think that if more people early on, whether that be in like their 20s or their 30s even, like can still make the dedication to doing like a day of like mobility work or even every night, do like 5 to 10 minutes of it. There's so many people online that post like little mobility stretches you could literally do in front of the television.
Yeah.
I think that like you'd be so surprised how much better you could feel because like saying that like your lower back hurts or like that your knee hurts, like that you don't have to feel like that the rest of your life. Like, and I hate when people are like, well, I can't do that because like this hurts. It's like, well, to do something about it.
Fix it.
Yeah. And mobility work like is amazing for that. It's not just meant for like our grandmas and grandpas. Like start doing it now from a proactive perspective and like you will feel so much better. Like I will continue doing a day of mobility work, maybe even 2 days, like as I get older, like every day for the rest of my life for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
So that's a great change that more people need to implement. I think
it's
stretching,
boring, but you should do it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't even always, I stretch before a workout, but like I need to stretch more often. I actually went to the gym and did some cardio. I did Stairmaster and then I stretched for like 20 minutes after.
This is like very active stretching though. Like you're not just like sitting in a static position.
I was like doing movement.
Okay, yeah. I mean, then that's great.
Yeah.
I think people think too, like, I mean, I hope that more people are getting away from the thought of thinking that you need to do like excessive amount of like cardio and like HIIT training. Like I don't do any of that anymore. And this is coming from a girl that was literally doing like the HIIT group training classes like every day pre-COVID. And then, I just I've transformed that part of my workout too, where it's like, I mean, I could easily go 4 days without washing my hair because I'm not sweating too much in my workouts. But like I look the best that I have in years. So Oh, there's something there too, that you don't need to put your body through like that rigorous, high intensity training. I feel like that's also like not great for girls and our hormones. Like having your cortisol levels just that high.
I don't do any HIIT training. I stopped doing that a long time ago.
I feel like that's probably the most productive thing for women is to get away from that. But I know it's hard because some people feel like they only get a high out of their workouts from doing something like that.
No.
But if you could make the transition, I feel like that would be one of the best things that you could do for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. These are really good, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like it. What's one mistake you see women making when they're trying to like get their body back postpartum?
Trying to do it fast. I feel like give yourself grace. Like your body, you literally carried a baby. And I hate 9 months. Like you're pregnant for closer to 10 months. So you carried a baby and your whole body had to change for 10 months. Organs moved around. You literally had what's the thing that you birth out as well? Obviously this
Placenta.
Yes. It's like the size of a football, right?
It's pretty big. It's
Yeah.
bigger.
That's inside your body.
It's an organ that your body produces for pregnancy.
Yes. So yes, you've produced a child and another organ. Like there's so many things your body has done. And this expectation that like you put on yourself to like bounce back. Like I say like when I talk about it, and I love that you use the word glow up because it's like, I do feel like it's a glow up. I don't feel like I bounced back because it took time and I eased into it. I didn't like rush the process.
It's a year and a half after your second kid.
Yes. And I feel like this notion of feeling like you need to bounce back fast, also that's not going to create sustainable habits. When you ease into things and like create more of like healthy habits around it and not like put so much pressure on yourself to like make these transformative like changes like all in one day or all in 1 week. Like, I don't know, do one thing, like everything that we've talked about. Pick one thing you want to do for a week and then domino effect it the next week with something else. Or I don't know. I think that it's the process of going slow into it.
I love
For
that.
sure. I don't think that you need to like speed the process at all. And you mentioned it, and I've shared this on social, losing 18 pounds in 4 months. Those first like 2 months, I didn't lose that much. Like it was pretty much the last 2 months where a lot of it just started like coming off. But it's like my level of effort was the same all 4 months. So like don't get discouraged when you're putting in a lot of effort in the beginning and not feeling like you're going to see results. It'll be one of those things where you're going to wake up and be like, oh, wow. Within like the last 5 days, like there's been a big change, but it's because I've been putting in the work for 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like things don't always come easy either. Like it can be challenging to do it and you just kind of have to like get through it.
Yeah.
Like people will give up because they're not seeing the results or like figure out like switch to something else without sticking something through that.
Yeah. And I mean, why would you want it to be easy? Like I feel like it's so much more rewarding.
Instant gratification. Everyone wants instant gratification.
Maybe that's like the athlete mindset in me. But like, I don't want it to be easy. I want to do something that I can literally tell people. And I'm not offended. Like there's been people who have messaged me being like, were you also on peptides? Was Ozempic part of it? And I'm like, look, I'm flattered that like you think that what I've done it like has also had ulterior things like as part of it. But like, no, I literally worked my ass off to like get here. And I feel like that's so rewarding in and of itself, like for you to like know that it was hard and not everybody can do it. Not everybody will do it. And like that I feel like is so rewarding. I don't think that gets talked about enough that it's like, yeah, it's hard, but like, why is that a bad thing either? It's
not.
Yeah, I feel like it makes it so unique because not everyone is going to do it and see the results because not everyone is going to commit to it.
Things that are worth having are generally hard or challenging.
And I think there's also like a domino effect. Like I've noticed since putting more effort into my goals aesthetically and like my health, I have become more successful in my business. So I think when you start like working harder and trying harder at one thing in your life, how it's nearly impossible that you're not going to have that translate to all aspects of your life. I feel like I'm a better mom now. I feel like I'm thriving more in my business, but it's because I just feel
feel good.
This mindset of like, okay, I'm working hard. I want to work hard in everything now. And then you feel really good.
You feel good.
You look at yourself and you're more confident in yourself. And I feel like that just produces a happier person for everybody around you.
100%. And because you feel good, you're radiating a positive energy and you're attracting more of what you want. So that's also a part of it too, right?
Yes.
If you could go back, what's one thing that you would tell your younger self?
that's a good one. I feel like maybe cliche, but like everything happens for a reason. I feel like I've had a couple monumental things in my life happen. Blowing my knee out, losing my job. I got cheated on in college and literally like walked in on it.
Oh God.
But like, I can laugh about it because like I'm literally with like the love of my life,
of
and
course.
like we have 2 kids.
But it still must have been like traumatizing at the time.
A little bit. It's an ego strike. You're like, the fuck?
You're like, what? You just did this to me?
I know. But I feel like stuff like that, like in the moment, like again, I think the knee thing being one of the biggest ones is like, it all happens for a reason. I have a good relationship with God, and I feel like when I can like just be like, okay, I understand he's doing this for me, not to me. And I try and tell myself all the time, like he only puts hard shit on the plate of people who can actually handle it. So I try and remind myself, like when the hard things happen, like I should take it as a compliment that like he thinks that I can actually handle it. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. I think that it's cliche, but everything happens for a reason. And I feel like when it's something that you need to work through and a challenge you need to work through, it makes you such a better person. Like everything that you have to work through that's hard and is an obstacle makes you such a better and more valuable person.
Yeah, it makes you grow.
Yes. I feel like if you didn't deal with anything hard in life, I feel like you would just be this stagnant person. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if I didn't gain weight from my pregnancies or just didn't have kids at all and just maintained like being what I was, like
you wouldn't be where you are now.
No, I wouldn't be the same person. And I love the person that I'm at now. So I feel like, all the hardships that I've had or even just challenges I've had to like work through, I feel like I'm grateful I've had them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. What's yours?
Well, no, just like everything that like all of the different hardships that I've gone through, like health issues and just like everything, like dealing with the death of my mom and both my parents and like dealing with, complications with relationships and all of those things, like that humbles you.
Totally.
And I wouldn't be the same person. I mean, I wouldn't be the same person if I didn't have my 2 kids. Like I was different after Dino, and then I had a huge shift after my second baby. Like you said, you had more of an epiphany after Bodhi. Like that's what inspired me to start doing this is after I had Roma.
Yeah. I love that. No, I just think that being the person I am now, you said it, the person I am now versus when before I had kids, it's not even the same person.
No.
And I love it. And I think like that's such a strong message to someone that's like kind of scared to get pregnant and see like your life change. It's hard. I'm not going to lie to you that like it's not hard and you're going to have like really rough days where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But like overall, oh my gosh, I would never want to go back to like a life like pre-kids.
No, but do you ever find yourself having like those days where you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like taking care of kids today?
Yeah.
Like all the time, right?
Yeah.
And then there's this guilt of like, oh, I just had that thought. Mm-hmm. But what I would say to that is like, it's okay to feel the like mourning of who you used to be and also be grateful for what you have at the same time.
Yeah. I think that's where we can even tie back like my passion for and like my dedication to wake up every morning, because I feel like so much of my life is centered around these 2 little humans. Mm-hmm. But when I continue to carve out things in my day for me, I feel like there's no resentment. I feel like I'm a nicer mom. I feel like there's so many things
that
still
like, matter.
Yes. When you have to prioritize yourself and you have to do things for yourself. If you want to be the happiest and best version of like a mom.
Yeah, if you want to thrive.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I am with you on that. And then if you, looking ahead, is there something that you are doing now that you hope that your future self thanks you for?
I think continuing to show up every day as a working mom is something I'm really proud of. It's an off-label working mom. I work from home. My job is social media. But I like my daughter, she's 3.5 again. She is already very aware that like mom cooks recipes and like she thinks my job is like cooking and talking to my friends, like my friends being like
on Instagram,
on my phone.
Yeah.
But like she knows that like I work and she knows that there's things I do for work. Like I explained to her today, I took her to school this morning and then I hopped on the freeway to head here, and like she knew I was coming here for work. And I think that's something I'm really proud of, because my kids know that like they're my priority, but that I also have this other life where like I work and I do things for me. And I think that's something that I'm really proud that I've carved out for myself, and that was something that I was able to do after, again, losing my job and then deciding to go full-fledged with being a content creator. I'm proud of myself that I've built a business for myself while still being able to be a stay-at-home mom on top of that.
Yeah. I think it's beautiful what you built. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I'm going to end with a little prayer. May we carry what we need, release what we don't, and be open to the magic that is unfolding. Thank you for sipping your matcha and sharing your heart with me. Well, thank you for chugging it and sharing your heart with me today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for listening to No Matcha, No Mama. If you loved the episode, share with a friend, leave a review, or come say hi on Instagram. My handle is @DinaDL Laurentiis. If you want to connect with my lovely guest, Alec Treffers, and get some great recipe inspo, her handle on Instagram is @Alec Treffs. And remember, thriving takes intention. See you next time.